Hello and welcome to Interview News Today. Today we're going to be discussing Borromean rings, which I learned about in a video by Violet Hart known as Borromean onion rings. I will include a link to that in this video. And so if you don't want to make Borromean onion rings, you can also make Borromean pipe cleaner rings like these. So the thing about Borromean rings, which makes them have a special name like Borromean instead of a bunch of pipe cleaners in loops linked together, is because actually they're not linked together. Well, they are. All three of them are. As you can see, if I pull on them, I can't get them unlinked unless one of them happened to break. So now, if I get them back into circles, like that, I can show you why they're not really linked together. So all three of them are linked together, but if you look at any two of them, if you ignore any one ring, you will see that the other two aren't linked together. For example, ignore the green ring. You can see that the purple ring is on top of this. It's not linked to this orange ring. So if you look at any of them, it's like that. If you ignore each of them in turn, the others are not linked to each other. If I took out one of these, the other two would just come apart. Anyway, so what's the use of this? Well, there might be other uses, but a good use of it is as a toy. You could use it as a bracelet as well, and you could use it as a ball. If you get it into the right way, you can use it as a ball. And you can make it look like a Venn diagram too, which is useful for explaining how they work to people, just like I explained it to you. Or if you want to teach people what a Venn diagram is, you could do this. And then that way your pipe cleaners won't start falling away and you'll have to get them back and put them back into Venn diagram form. They'll just stay together no matter even if you just hold one of them, they'll stay together. You don't have to try and have three hands and hold all three and say, okay, guys, this is a Venn diagram, all right? Okay, now these are gonna come apart, and I'm just gonna drop them and show you on paper what a Venn diagram is. You don't have to do that. You can totally show them with these, if you happen to be a teacher teaching people, which I'm not sure if you are. Are you? Anyway, how you make a Venn diagram? Not a Venn diagram. I shouldn't have talked about them so long. How you make a Borromean ring is that you take two loops. I will untwist one of these loops so that we only have two loops. As you can see, the other two just come apart. Alright, you have two loops of the material of your choice. You can use pipe cleaners, you can use onion rings, you can use watches if you happen to have 3 watches. You could even use bracelets and then make them into a bracelet, which I once did, except they were all too small for me, so I probably couldn't wear the bracelet. Or at least one of them was too small for me. I don't know. Alright, so you take these two and you put them like this. You put them like this, so that one of them is on top of the other. And you can take this and put it outside of the outer orange ring and inside of the inner purple ring. Take it. Suppose you connected it here. Now, it's outside of the orange ring, which is outside of the purple ring. So yes, we put it outside of the outer ring. It's also inside of the purple ring, which is the inner ring. It's inside of the orange ring. So we've succeeded. So we can now twist these together. And there you have the Borromean rings we started out with. So, yeah, it makes a pretty interesting toy. You can use it as a bracelet, which you can move around. You could do all sorts of things with it. You could make it out of some other material and use it for something else. You could make it out of a big material that's bigger. You could make it out of really long pipe cleaners and make a crown and maybe be able to poke up stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so that's all for Borromean rings, and you can research them. Maybe there are other uses for them that I haven't heard of. There probably are, or that I haven't included in the video. And that's it for the Borromean pipe cleaner rings. Make it out of anything that can be turned into a loop, and it also has to be able to be broken apart, like watches. You can unfasten watches. Ouch. You can unfasten watches, you can unbend pipe cleaners, you can cut apart onion rings. So anything that you can cut and refasten, I think for the onion rings, I think for the onion rings, by Heart, the person who does the video, I think she uses a toothpick to fasten them again. And here we bend them together. For a watch, you refasten it. So anything that can be turned into a circle, and taken out and put back together. And that's it for today. By Interview News Today, Borromean onion rings. Da 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 da. Bye.